Thanks for tuning in, and if you are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Also, don't forget to smash that like button.
So the idea is to use this shaft as the hammer, the up and down. This isn't big enough. We're using 1 inch. This is millimeters, but it's a little more than 5/8. So I'm gonna have to weld a different yoke on here. You can imagine something like this on the end there. And then this tube is threaded to accept this gland, which is a perfect guide, obviously, for this piece. So I want to try and reuse this. I do want to use an oil bath to lubricate these pieces inside the shackle and the yoke, etc., inside some kind of an oil box. So I want to keep that the oil all inside that box, and I think this gland will help me do that. So here's the next piece. These are the parts for the hammer. We're going to try and see which one of these we can salvage and use inside that piece. Okay, so we're working on the hammer part, the upper sleeve. I machined some pieces of that heavy wall DOM down on the lathe to get that to work with the rod that we took out of the jack. But before we could do any of that, my mill stopped milling. Which my mill is a 3-phase mill. Most of those full-size Bridgeport style mills run on 3-phase power. This is my home shop. I don't have 3-phase power here, so in the cabinet next to it, I constructed a phase converter back when I bought the mill, 10 years ago, which a phase converter just tricks 220, which people call single phase, into the mill thinking that it's running on 3-phase, or at least starting in a 3-phase situation. And it does that via these big capacitors, these multi-farad capacitors. And anybody who knows their AC stopped working, and the guy who came to fix it, the most common repair here in the Southwest is this heavy oil-filled capacitor. You can see this is 370 VAC and 50 farads. I mean, this is a heavy capacitor, and some people even makes them nervous just to look at those, because when these discharge, if they haven't been emptied before you make a repair on them, they can be fatal or certainly harmful. But I was able to get a couple of new capacitors. Like I said, these are pretty common in AC repairs, HVAC systems. My phase converter takes 3 of them. 2 of them I found to be bad and replaced them. So the mill is back up and running. So on the lathe, I am trying to neck down this piece of heavy tube that we just cut in the bandsaw. By the way, that cut took almost 12 minutes to get that saw through this heavy wall DOM. There's a piece cut here for the upper, and then another piece for the lower. The lower has a different arrangement because it has to raise and lower to fit the dies. But this is the piece that's going to sleeve ultimately that piece we took out of the jack. So I don't have a solid piece of metal or the ability to machine a solid piece of metal with a 1-inch hole in the middle to support it. But what I can do, and what I've done here, is neck it down using that DOM kind of bologna sliced. So the arrangement's going to be something like this. Each piece is going to step it down a little further. These two are already bound together. They're not precision fit, but ultimately it's going to make a nozzle here, a solid end, with the ultimate goal being this tube, this thin wall tube we took out of the jack, and that gland is going to be the last piece, this very end piece. So it'll be supported on both sides. This will go something like that, if you can picture that.